What's going on, everyone? Liam Catterson here with the final episode of Black Mirror Season 3, which is called Hated in the Nation. So we're on the final episode, and this is an hour and a half long, so I'm looking forward to editing this. I'm always looking forward to editing an hour and a half long episode, should I say, because, you know, there are going to be some casualties in terms of, you know, scenes to cut out, so that's awesome. But we're not focusing on that, we're focusing on going through this episode, of course. Season 3 has been absolutely on another level, I feel. Like, these episodes for Season 2 and Season 1 have been absolutely surreal, especially White Bear, White Christmas, 15 million merits, I guess you could put up there. But, you know, I think with episodes like Playtest, with, Shut Up and Dance, San Junipero was absolutely brilliant. And, you know, really had depending on how you look at it, had none of that, you know, breaking qualities that, you know, Black Mirror episodes usually do. But with these episodes, I do feel, like, especially with Season 3, it has raised the bar. So I'm really, really interested to see how, you know, Season 3 does cap off. So with that said, let's dive into the final episode of Black Mirror Season 3. Let's go.
ADIs have been activated for their second summer.
Okay. I guess this is to preserve the bees, of course. The bees are dying out.
Hope you're ashamed of yourself, bitch.
Pleasure's all mine.
I'm guessing this is Joe.
I don't eat it.
Oh,
It's
damn.
a cake. That's its job.
Yeah. At least she's not throwing it in
Another
someone's
bar.
face and all that. But creative. So she must have really darn fucked up. I just don't like where this is going, actually. I have a feeling there's been an incident, considering she's gotten death threats. And, something happened. Shit. I'm sure that's Faye Marcy. I don't know, I might be wrong, but she looks like Faye Marcy. Someone who I want to be a companion in Doctor Who after she made a one-episode appearance. Searching the important stuff. That's what you do, though. You search the important stuff. Stuff that, you know, brings, like, you closer to finding out what happened. Oh, fuck. It is a kill list, literally. Tusk, Joe, they've both been subjects of hatred online. And I don't think it was as offensive as... Oh, shh. Holy shit, what?
How come you're here?
There's been more than one.
From Doctor Strange! Oh. I thought they would have known about the, Tusk situation.
Here, watch.
Game of Consequences. It's
Game
like
of Consequences.
Game of Thrones shit, isn't it?
One.
Like, just
Pick
kill
a
off.
target.
Oh my god.
It's literally
Post their name and photo.
popularity,
with
but in this
hashtag
case it's
Death2.
unpopularity. Popular characters.
3. Most popular target will be eliminated after 5 p.m. each day.
Oh,
4.
shit.
Game.
Called Clara Meads.
Who's she?
Clara Meads. Okay, it looks like she was at a
Clara's
demo
name, you
and
were
she took a
supposed to place.
selfie in front of a war memorial, pretending to piss on
Go.
it.
There we go.
Nice work.
Are you Batman?
I only just rolled them out.
No, he's one.
Turn every red light between here and there to green.
You've not watched Doctor Strange.
Transfer.
Let's go.
It's just really, really scary. That's all I can say, considering, you know, we're intertwining
We can take it here.
something pretty vocal, especially with how vocal social media is like today, and B's a thing that needs to be stabilized. They must know that they're on their uh-oh. Leg it! Just leg it! Ah, yeah. One's gonna find that little hole and then peek through, and then that's it for Clara. Oh no, this is not good. There's the keyhole! Bye, Clara. Shit. Nah, that's it for her. That's it. Oh shit. That's it. Oh shit. This is horrific.
If you're an arsehole, you deserve to be
I just
shamed.
love that.
Steve, line 5.
Like how
Yeah, my
it's
point is, someone's got to be top of the list, yeah?
now
Why not
become a
make it
vocal
someone,
thing.
You know, like who deserves it, like a racist.
Right now.
But here's the thing, yeah, Tom Pickering. Like, here's the thing, people can use that and
The point is,
manipulate
this is already
it,
happening,
and
people know that they can jump
pointless
on board because
deaths
nobody will ever
could
know
be
if they
happening
did or
because
didn't.
of
Well, let's just pause for a moment and go back to
social
that top
media.
five.
30,000 of them, then it'd take 2 years. 2 years, victim a day.
There's one more to the point, the environmental
700
impact would
deaths
That.
around that. Oh, sugar, something's... They did not like you detonating that hive. Do you attack a bee?
What's your plan B?
Die?
That it's a weakness that should be bred out of us. Recurrent theme is he wants people to face the consequences of what they say and do. Wants to force that on them.
Holy shit!
Moral lesson.
So he's doing this
He
as if,
wanted us to
wow.
find this and spread it about. Well, fuck him.
So he's doing this as a way to punish the people, like, this is what, it's, like you should hold accountability for what you should say on social media.
This is a list of everyone who's used the hashtag.
What?
Everyone who took part in the game
Punishing.
of consequences. They've hoovered
Keeps
up
a
their
list
IDs from
on, like, who the
GCHQ by the looks
participants
of it.
are.
That backdoor worked both ways, it seems.
Ah.
See a film on this.
What?
Oh,
I posted the tag earlier with Skull's face.
you will
Trying to
be.
get a reaction from him.
Yeah, almost there.
Yeah, you're there.
Certainly did get a reaction from him. There we go.
Almost there.
We do this.
Yeah, and now we're shutting it down, all
And
right?
maybe that'll trigger
No.
some end game, something to do with that list.
He's gonna execute all of them, isn't he? Any
What if
participant.
those are his real targets? The people on the list.
Oh,
Everyone who took part.
Consequences.
it's a
hate fuckers
perfect
with the
bait.
The players are the target.
Oh my shit.
Run the day I can.
Wait, just wait a minute, okay?
Run it.
No!
No, what?
Oh no.
No.
Told you.
No.
Don't get too complacent.
Fuck!
No.
Here we go. The game has begun.
Shit.
300,000 though. Holy shit. Oh no. With the kids as well. I mean, they're not gonna get caught up, but they're gonna witness this. Unless the kids use the death tooth. Oh oh no. What the? Is he changing his face? Yeah. Holy shit, what a... Because it will all be backtraced to him. And he's gonna start life anew, isn't he? New face. No, what... There's gonna be like, have you heard about the bee situation? I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Now the final game has been played. It's like he's got no more reason to keep a monitor.
4 months later, they found her things on a beach with a note.
Oh no. She survived. Awesome. And she knows. Does she know that she survived then and it's not... Assuming to keep everything clean. To keep her story straight. So she's gone ghost. Come on, Shauna. Or Waif, whatever you want to... Waif would be more appropriate, I think, given what she's done. She's ghosted herself. So I wonder what she's gonna do. Like, is she going to assassinate him? So yeah, that was the season 3 finale of Black Mirror, and that was a really, really impressive ending to what has been a season that has raised the bar. I've moved the thing here, just, I think they've stopped now, but I don't know. But for those who heard, you know, like, well, not exactly in that speed, but banging, yeah, I think someone's doing the fence up anyways. But yeah, a great ending to season 3, I believe. It was really, really remarkable about how they contributed, you know, social media and hatred online to a really, really riveting story. First off, the ending though, I like to, you know, think that they are leaving people up to debate about what Coulson did at the end. Yeah, it's beginning again. But, yeah, I like to believe that, you know, that ending has left the viewers to decide what, you know, Coulson did to, Garrett, because, you know, Garrett had to change up everything, of course, because, you know, once they describe everything, they would start, you know, saying this man did this and all that, and, you know, you want to change up your appearance, and I guess name as well, because, you know, if they display his name and all that. But then again, some people do have the same names around the world, like John Smith is a common name, but, you know, I'm sure Garrett's name is not too common as to John Smith, but yeah. Karen knew about, you know, Coulson's survival, of course, even though she told, you know, the judges during her testimony, hearing that, I assume that she died, of course, but they're still, you know, operating on this thing, in the shadows, of course. But that's the thing, though. You want to get justice for, like, 40k worth of casualties, a massacre. And it's pretty shitty as well. I mean, I know he was, you know, trying to, you know, punish the players, of course, people who contributed to this game of consequences. And it was the perfect bait, of course. If someone does something shitty, like, that's the thing, though. He was saying, people have, you know, the power to spread online hatred, but they never are able to do anything about it, because that's the thing. With social media, I'm not saying keyboard warriors or anything, but people do have the power to say everything online. And I think it would be a bit, like, you have to wonder, what would they say in person if, you know, they encountered, what would they say in person rather than behind a keyboard? So so what Garrett has done has staged this nice little game of consequences. If someone does something shitty, well, if a bunch of people nominates one person, then they are subject to death, and their consequences have actions, which it evidently did. Not to say it's right, though, because what he did was absolutely shitty, commencing a massacre. But not just that, he didn't lose sleep over the fact that he's just commenced a 40k, 400k, should I say, massacre. So he's not losing sleep over that. And it's not like what he's done was right, because, you know, if you're wanting to deliver justice to those but that's the thing, he still delivered on the death whereas, he could have done something noble about it, like people sending death threats to a specific individual. He could have, done something lenient without, killing the person that was subjected to death too, and then killing, as terms of punishment. But he's putting that responsibility, that onus on the people who use the Death2 hashtag, and that's the thing, that the responsibility, of course, those contributed in this little game. But he still did it at the end of the day, so, whatever creed he goes by with that, people, can contribute in this game, and subject people who've done shitty things to death, they should be able to, they should be able to extract their revenge, but it will end badly for them, of course. Whatever his creed is, it's shitty, though. It's shitty at the end of the day. It's really, really inhumane. Especially like that level of casualties. So, it's sick at the end of the day. I mean, death threats are no jolly feat either, but, that's the thing, though. He, delivered on their, wishes, and left it all. I mean, like I said, it's no, jolly feat. It's nothing to, smile about sending death threats to someone, but at the end of the day, rather than, doing something about it, like, contacting a law enforcement or, sending them all to some kind of prison, he delivered on their wishes, and then anyone who used the Death2 hashtag got executed because of their own wishes and all that. But I think what this episode displays is a nice few points. How would you feel if you sent a death threat to someone and then they got killed? Of course, in this case, it would be to kill themselves. And that's what I thought was going to happen to Joe, of course. That's what I thought did happen until we discovered, there was bees inside Tusk, and then, of course, Joe later. But, yeah, it brings up a point. How would you feel if you send up these death threats and, the person you directed that threat to died? So, yeah, you would have that responsibility. And I think that is, that was part of his game. You have responsibility for someone you wished to have died. Doesn't make it right, though, in his case, does it? Because he commenced a 40k massacre, of course, when it could have been, when in the real world, it kind of depends, though, because I know there's been people who've been taken to the police for, their death threats, but you've got that subconscious guilt, of course. So yeah, he took it into an extreme measure with this innovative, twist with the bees, of course, because, I thought that was really, really greatly used, considering the bees are a very, very, wibbly concept, of course, like in the real world, like their survival is hanging by a thread, and we rely on their survival, so I thought how they incorporate the bees was really, really, initiative, of course, as well as this, game of consequences. But yeah, there's that, of course, how would you feel if someone, killed themselves? But I also think another topic that, this episode greatly addressed is how vulturous social media can be. Because it wasn't just the Death2 comments, of course, that we saw in the list of tweets, of course. There was a lot of, hatred, to that person, like, you're a piece of garbage and all that. And it's understandable if they've done something shitty, of course. What Joe, what Tusk, what Clara did, they were all shitty acts, don't get me wrong. Not something that should be punishable by death, but, people, we all deal with our different extremes. Like some people do wish death on some people, like it's been addressed in this episode. And that's the thing, like, you do something that's not really warranting of a death sentence, and you get some people who do wish for you to die, and that's how vulturous social media can be. We're all vulturous to our own degree, don't get me wrong, and we have a right to be vulturous, but, some people do take things to an extreme case, and it's not just, death threats either. It could be something harmless, completely harmless, like, Formula One, for example. You know, for those who've been following me around for a long time, you know that I'm a Formula One supporter. Same with Doctor Who. And I see a lot of harmless stuff, like Doctor Who present this, you know, jolly news article about the 13th Doctor, for example. And you see a lot of vulturous comments because, believe it or not, a fictional alien is a female rather than a male. I mean, you know, I didn't know there was laws on a fictional character changing gender or whatever. I'm not even going to get into this debate because I know I'm pretty I'm pretty vulturous myself when it comes to people being absolutely pissy. I know that's the thing though. I mean, with these comments, of course, online, it is freedom of speech, and that's the thing. But it's absolutely shitty. That's the thing though. Like, some of these comments, like the Death 2 comments, have really, really negative impact, and that's the consequence talk, isn't it? You know, your actions do have consequences. That translates really well in the real world, because some people, you know, have a lot of death threats sent to them, and they, you know, do die. And this was an extreme measure, of course, don't get me wrong. But that's what I'm saying. Sometimes this harmless stuff, you know, pointed out, and people can be pretty vulturous online. It could be something harmless. It could be something, well, that's the thing though. I mean, I don't think I've seen, you know, whoever's made the show should die or whatever. Well, whoever's in charge, should I say, because, of course, the originals, like the ones in we know the gist we're going with this, but, I don't think I've seen that, but I think it does detail about how vulturous and how aggressive that social media can be. And I think in today's time, it's pretty toxic online. I'm going to the James Gunn because in my recording perspective, a week ago, James Gunn was found with a lot of creepy content that I am not really okay with, but you know, someone makes comments like that, and, you know, I'm sure he's received quite a few death threats anyways for, you know, jokes that, I mean, jokes you can take whatever you, want, but it was part of his, I think, nature, I believe. Like, he's created a lot of really, really horrific films, of course. What was, I can't remember the names, but they began with a T. You guys will know what I'm talking about, but yeah. I'm sure he's received quite a few death threats anyways. And even though he initially apologized in 2012, it was because of, you know, angry Trump supporters. I mean, there's never any happy Trump supporters anyways, because, yeah, I'm not even going to get into that debate either, but, yeah, some angry Trump supporters, you know, really got sick of his anti-Trump talk and, you know, decided to try and, it was complete irony because he said the same, you know, he committed the same shit that he did, but it was more about, you know, trying to ruin him rather than, you know, what he said. So, what he said did try to ruin him because he got, fired from Guardians of the Galaxy 3. But yeah, it was just that, you know, they got angry with his, anti-Trump stuff. Yeah. That's the thing though. Like I said, I'm sure he's got a few, you know, death threats and that, but that's the thing. Social media, it's pretty vulturous, and that's always going to be the case at the end of the day. You had, and that's what I'm saying with this episode. You had two. What I credit to is that there was two tiers of hatred in this episode. There was, you're a piece of shit, nobody likes you, you are disgusting, and all that, and there were even wishes for, like, Joe, for example, I hope you end up in a wheelchair. But I take that as, see how you like it, because she was pretty, it seemed like she was anti, you know, she was against people with disabilities. There's that tier. And then there's the Death 2 comments, the people who are pretty harsh. So, yeah, that's what I'm getting with how social media can be pretty, you know, vulturous, and it's, you know, pretty sickening at the end of the day. Overall, I think that the kind of gist of this episode is you can post, you know, negative thoughts. And that's the thing, that the people who were punished were the ones who were sending Death 2. That's what I'm talking about with the two tiers, because there are people who didn't use it and the people who did use it, and the people who did use it got punished. So, I think you can, express hatred online. That's me at the end of the day. Like, I can say Logan Paul is a complete cunt who, doesn't deserve Chloe Bennett. But I'm not saying death too, because, sending death threats and all that kind of shit is, really, really messed up. So, it's really, you can post negative stuff on social media, but I'm wondering, why did not Twitter not, do something about this anyways? Like, well, then again, well, I'm thinking, could they not have banned the hashtag or something like that? I mean, they are restricting accounts for far less, so, yeah, but I'm wondering, like, why, they didn't, do something about the hashtag, especially when it was a concern, of course. But even, like, that's just really, really concerning, though. Like, that's what I'm talking about. People need to be careful with what they say as well, because even after, there was concerns growing about the Def2 hashtag, people still used it. People still, tried to put people who they thought was doing some really, really shitty things, under the, death notice. So, some people, that's the thing though, some people need to control themselves, like I'm talking about with the two tiers, I guess, with what they say, because it can have consequences, and lo and behold, it did. Not that it was okay, of course, but it was still pretty consequential. But yeah, it was a fantastic episode as well. I'm also wondering, could they have not done anything about, well, I don't think they would have gotten to them in time. I'm thinking when, the real game was afoot, of course, when the 400k, victims was initialized, of course. I was thinking, was there going to be some way to protect them? But I don't think, that was going to be the case. So, yeah, I don't think they could be able to protect them in time, of course, because there's I'm wondering if it would be complex to, try and get to all the bees and, I don't know, trying to, cancel out the link to the bees and the list, of course, their targets and all that, so, yeah. But yeah, there was another, minor thing as well is about how the bees, especially with how they are necessary to the world, of course, like the robo bees, should I say, acting as, the government monitoring them. So I thought that was that would playing so well with the real world, of course. And that's of course a general concern, your webcams, your Facebook even monitoring you, nothing safe. But the main gist of this episode, be careful what you say on Twitter, because it can have real bad consequences. Of course, this was taken to an extreme tone, of course, but it was very Black Mirror-esque, wasn't it? So, be careful with what you say on Twitter, because the consequences will be on your shoulders, and that's why, the list, came out to those people who used the Def2 hashtag, because they were the ones who suffer in the consequences. And that's the thing in the real world. You will suffer the consequences if, you send death threats to someone and they kill themselves. I mean, there might be people who might not lose sleep over that, but, if, some countries will throw your ass in jail for, advocating someone to die. I'm pretty certain about it, but, it was just a fantastic way to cap off season 3. I just really loved it. I just really, really loved it. I don't think I have any more to say apart from the whole social media dynamic and how that was properly used, of course. And how it didn't really put a bad light on, because, like I said, the focus was on the Def2 hashtags, not the tweets that didn't use the hashtag, of course. Because that's the thing. You're okay to say bad, you're okay to critique someone, just you take things too far and it becomes a shitstorm. But social media is pretty vulturous anyways. So, and that's what I'm talking about with my two-tier argument. Like, there is an okay standard, but then things go extreme, even by benign cases, like my F1 references, because some people really, really do, overreact on social media. Like, they do it on Facebook. Okay, that's great PS4. I'm trying to give a white background just to give some lighting and all that, because it's a pretty gloomy day, but whatever. Anywho, yeah, people do overreact on social media, Facebook, Twitter, anywhere, because, you know, some cases they make it out to be the end of the world, and, you know, they are pretty violent and vulturous, and they put a lot of pressure on people, and some of these actions have consequences, depending on how violent you are. Look at, the actress who played Rose in Star Wars. She was forced to leave Twitter, was it? No, it was Instagram, I think it was, because she got a lot of online hate because people take it too far. You know, it's okay saying, I wasn't okay with your character, but you're an okay person. But then some people just go on the aggression and absolutely rip into the actress. And that's the thing, their actions do have consequences, and it kind of, it can really shake them up, and that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm talking about with my 2 tiers. It doesn't necessarily have to be death threat comments. Although, in cases like my Facebook post, like my Kelly post and all, like my Facebook, with Doctor Who and F1, mentions with, what I've just mentioned about, the person who plays Rose in Star Wars, that can be the 3rd tier if they do go to death threats. Just, you can have your okay, ordinary, tweets that, might seem a bit, negative, of course. Well, no, it's just that I've calculated it wrong, haven't I? No, I've calculated right. You can have your critique post saying, oh, I didn't like that. And then it's like, oh, you're a piece of shit. Get off Twitter. Nobody likes you. All that kind of shit. That's the aggression to something benign, like the, actress who played Rose in Star Wars. And then there's the death threats. That's the extra tier if it comes to that. But in the case of, talking, about addressing a controversy like Joe's statement about disabled people, like Tusk, you're a piece of garbage, piss off. That's understandable if they've done something controversial, something that, is inhumane. And then there's the death threats, that's the 2 tiers. So I think I've analysed that. I don't know. It's probably, people are gonna probably disagree, but I don't know. I like to see it as that way. So that's my analysis of that. But yeah, it was a fantastic way to end season 3 of Black Mirror. And I'm excited to see what season 4 has to offer, because it's the latest season. I think there's a 5th season being announced, of course. But season 4's the latest one. So I'm hoping that does raise the bar, because season 3 had that extra advantage with 2 additional episodes to season 2, because White Christmas kind of contributes to season 2, doesn't it? So, but it's not it's quality over quantity, and I do think the quality has been stepped up a notch with Black Mirror season 3, so hopefully season 4 does raise the bar to what has been a phenomenal season 3, so we'll just have to see if that does come to fruition. But yeah, a really, really great episode, contributing a lot of important factors, social media and their distress and their anger, of course, and consequences that might happen because of your comments, the bees as well. It was just a beautiful episode. I'm sorry. But yeah, I just really enjoyed that. Great to see, Faye Marcy in this episode as well as the guy who played Wong in Doctor Strange as well. That was really, really great. But yeah, Faye Marcy was a great inclusion, considering I wanted her to be Shauna, like the companion in season 10 of Doctor Who, but I mean, I'm okay with Bill, don't get me wrong, but I was like, okay, she's giving me Lucy Miller vibes. Please be a companion one day. But hey, anyways, yeah, it was great. It was a great episode, and it just was really, really great. The mystery until those final moments was really, really great to invest with, and I just really, really enjoyed this episode so much. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right. If you want to check out more of my content, you can also subscribe to my Media Pizza channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!